Hang on.
Everyone turn the line. Turned on over there, fellas.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go ahead and call our regular meeting of the Wayne County Board of Education to order. It is 6:01, and if you'll stand, we'll say the pledge. Brandy will give you the honor this evening.
Pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let the record show that all board members are present in person this evening. And we can begin with, actually, we have recognitions on, but I don't think we have any, right?
No, none scheduled.
We can move on to our presentations this evening, measuring success of 2025
Yes.
assessment results.
At the last board meeting, we talked about the state was going to lift the embargo on the assessment results. And so Nikki is here this evening to go over our data from last school year. And again, the data that we're reviewing is the summative testing data from grades 3 through 8 in math, ELA, and then math and ELA for grade 11, which is actually the SAT test. And then the science test is general summative assessment in grades,
3 through 8.
all grades, science.
I'm sorry, science, in 5th and 8th grade.
Fifth and
It's a
eighth.
grade band assessment, so the 5th grade test covers grades 3, 4, and 5 standards, and the 8th grade science covers 6th, 7th, and 8th. So I printed these slides for you, so.
Just give it a little slight turn.
That's good.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
John,
So I
Ada, you good?
printed this, or if you want to look up here on the board, this is our ELA data. And this is trend data, so it goes back to the 18-19 school year. So what you're going to see on this graph is our county averages versus our state averages. So these bars represent county averages. So if you look here at 3rd grade, this first bar goes back to the 18-19 school year, up until our current data of the last school year, the 24-25 school year. And we were at 40% proficient for the 3rd grade in ELA. The red lines you see above that, that is the trend lines of the state averages. So what you're seeing here for 3rd grade is we were at 40%. We were below state average there. So then if you look over to 4th grade, our new data we're looking at for spring 2025, or 2025, 53% proficient. And this bar is above the red line, so we were above the state average. 5th grade, we're in line with state average at 49% proficient. 6th grade, we were also at 49% proficient, but we were above the state average line there. 7th grade, 45% proficient again. That bar is above the red line, the state average. And then 8th grade, slightly below state average at 42% proficient. So you can see, these dips you see here, we've talked about this in previous years. That was the
Pandemic.
impact of the
Yep.
pandemic. And you can see our trend data for ELA.
So the data that we're happy with there is the 6th and 7th grade being above state average. You can see that last year, both grade levels were below state average. It is difficult. It has proven difficult for middle schools to exceed that state average line. And we were able to in ELA in both 6th and 7th grade. So we were pleased with that. Where a weak spot is that 3rd grade performance. And you can see by looking at that bar, that's one of the lowest proficiency rates we've had in 3rd grade in ELA over the years.
You can also see with that, though, there was a dip statewide in 3rd grade when you look at the red line.
Yeah.
So,
And you got to remember that every one of these bars it's a different group of kids
Right.
going through that grade level. So it's not apples to apples. It's always a different group of kids going in. So you do expect some fluctuation, but our 3rd grade usually comes in very strong.
Yeah, it did the 2 previous years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll look at the same type of chart with our math data. So once again, we pointed out with ELA, third grade was an area of concern. We saw that dip with last year's third graders, which is our current fourth graders this school year. They came in at 47% proficient, which was much lower than the group before. However, you can also see the state average also took that dip. So we kind of followed the trend there with the state average as well. In fourth grade, 55% proficient. So we're outperforming the state average there. Fifth grade, 44% proficient, also outperforming the state average. Sixth grade, we're right in line with the state average at 32%. And then you can see in seventh and eighth grade, we fall slightly below that state average, coming in at 30% proficient in math.
And again, we were pleased with the 6th and 7th grade scores there. The 7th grade had its highest proficiency level in quite a few years. 6th grade, again, its highest proficiency level, tied with its highest proficiency level over a number of years, and able to be right in line with the state average. 3rd grade was again a concern. So we've talked to the schools about that 3rd grade cohort now moving into 4th grade. That's going to be a real focus spot for the preparation for this year.
You have groups though that come through. You'll be doing real good, and all once you get a class, and you wonder where did they come from?
Yeah.
So it's you're dealing with people, kids, and it's not always within your control
Right. It works.
as much as you think.
It works both ways.
Sure.
There are sometimes groups that come through that are, just high achievers, and as a group, hit those high marks, and the numbers are going to be really good. And then sometimes you have the opposite. So
Yeah, you can tell that on the graph. The 2 previous years, the 3rd grade class was high, and you look now, they're in the 4th and the 5th. They're still above the averages. So.
And they've all had to deal with COVID.
Yeah, they started out in
They started
COVID,
out.
so it's given them a little bit of a
It was 2021, wasn't it?
put them behind a little bit.
Okay, this
Or
next
19,
piece.
20?
I'm sorry.
Never mind. Go ahead.
This is our SAT school day data. So at the high school level, as far as accountability data, it's just our 11th grade students that are assessed with the SAT school day. And so on this chart, you're seeing our ELA data and our math data. So over to the left is our ELA district averages going back to the 18-19 school year. So you can see that we were at 51% proficient in ELA, which was slightly under the state average. But that was our second highest that we've had. So that's very positive.
Yeah.
And then our math, we were at 16% proficient, which was just slightly below state average. But again, it was a big jump from the previous group of students.
Wow.
So
State average is awfully low, isn't it?
Yeah, the state hadn't exactly been setting the world on fire, have they?
Wow.
So one thing that not just in our state, but nationwide, that we see with trend data is that math performance, especially up in high school, those proficiency rates decrease. And so that's a battle that we're facing. It's a challenge we have, and it's something we know we need to focus on, and we'll continue putting those supports in there.
Math gets a lot harder in high school. I can remember that.
Yes. And one thing too, we talk about all the time is our ELA standards are a progression. They all build on each other from kindergarten through 12th grade, whereas math each year, it's completely new standards and new topics. And so I do think that does play into why proficiency rates are higher in ELA than math. So, okay, the next thing I want to share with you is
I had to take both math from college.
So I also gave you these two charts. So one thing that we like to look at is where we rank with the other districts in our state. So there's a lot of data on here, so I just want to kind of point out what you're seeing on here. So what you're seeing on this first page, this is all of the districts. And then you will next see a column for last year's low SES, so our socioeconomic status, that is our percentages for each of the districts for last school year. And then the next group, that was previous year data for 23-24 school year, so that way we can compare how we were from year to year. In gray, that is our results from this this past year, the 24-25 school year. So you'll see mathematics proficiency overall ELA proficiency, and then that average ELA and math combined. I like to look at that. That's the one that's highlighted yellow. Because we like to just kind of see how we're ranked, and that's something that we've done internally to calculate a ranking, is we just take the math and ELA proficiency and average those together just to get one number to kind of rank the counties. So this is stacked. You'll see the counties are not in alphabetical order because it's stacked by that overall ELA and math proficiency number. So if you look, I can't get this to connect, but if you look in the column that's highlighted yellow, 24-25 average math and ELA proficiency, you'll see the highest number on top and going down. And then you can see where Wayne County falls within the state in terms of that overall proficiency number.
Which is at 41.8% proficient for both math and ELA. Now, the other thing that you'll notice when you look at the district list, there's normally 55 districts listed, but the charters are starting to be listed. And I believe it's the public charters that are started to be listed. So you will see them included in the list. And then in the three far right columns, you see the change in overall math performance. And again, ours is highlighted. So our math performance improved by 0.3% compared to the previous year. Our ELA performance improved 1.6%. So that averaged out to a 0.9%, just short of 1% change in proficiency for math and ELA.
On the next page, it's all the same data, but it's stacked differently. So on the next page, I've highlighted that far right column, the change in overall average math and ELA performance. So that overall average, the change in that from the 2024 summative assessment to the 2025 summative assessment. This is how this chart is stacked. So if you look at the very top, you'll see the numbers, the largest to smallest in that far right column. So everything's stacked, and you can see once again, as Mr. Alexander said, overall, we were just under a 1% change in that math and ELA performance. And you can see the counties above us and below us, what their change overall was.
Now, interestingly enough, if you look at that highlighted column, you will see that a large majority of the districts had improvements in academic proficiency. The only ones that did not were the negative numbers that are listed at the bottom of the page. And there's just a handful of those, and several are public charters. And so for the state overall, it was a very positive testing year. We were able to increase our proficiency in math and ELA for both, but we want to see more growth than the 0.9%.
Yeah, statewide, there was 2.5% overall growth. We came in just under 1% growth.
Looking at that chart, I don't see any real pattern to it. I mean, West Virginia, we don't have any real urban counties, but counties with cities or very rural, small, big, it's really all over the place.
Now, if you go back to the first page, the one that's highlighted, the 24-25 average math and ELA proficiency is highlighted. If you go back to that page, and this has got the district, this has got the districts from top to bottom, top proficiency down to the bottom proficiency. And you see in the very first column, past the county names, you'll see that low SES ranking. And you'll see that Wayne is at 55%. So if you'll look above us at the counties, you're going to find, I believe, 2 counties that had a higher low SES percentage and higher test scores. And those counties were Raleigh and Wood. The low SES is a key indicator of academic achievement. So if you weight that in, if you statistically weight that in, that does move us up the rankings some, but still not where we want to be. Probably move us up about 8 spots.
But overall, growth in ELA and math, which is positive, and we know what our focus areas need to be, our current 4th grade cohort for sure. And this is what we will be sharing with principals starting our next principal meeting next week and make our plans moving forward.
And in your packet, there's a couple things. And this is the data that you have this. Bar graphs on the front page.
Yeah.
This is the data that Nikki has just went over, but it gives just a little bit more information. And this is just our performance just this one year versus the state. So you see the mathematics, you see the ELA, you see the science. So the science were slightly above state average, mathematics and ELA just slightly behind. At the bottom of that page, you see the rankings where our proficiency rates in mathematics, ELA, and science fell. So for mathematics, it was 26 out of 60 districts. For ELA, it was 20 out of 60. And for science, it was 18 out of 59. If you go over to page 2, again, this is the same information that she presented with the bar graphs and the line graphs, but this time it's just looking at just the school year that we just completed versus the state. So first up, you have the mathematics. And as she pointed out, with her bar graph and the red lines, these give you the breakdown, grade level by grade level. And then on page 3, and we talked about these as we went through, but you have what's identified as strengths, which is mathematics grade 4, ELA grade 4. So our 4th grade had a really good year. ELA grade 6, science grade 5, mathematics grade 5. And then our areas of focus, math and ELA grade 3. I'm confident that that's going to recover because they have really had some really good results over the years. I really think that last year was an anomaly with that 3rd grade. Mathematics grade 7, and then ELA and math grade 11. So those are the key things to consider. And then there's one more line graph, and this every once in a while we talk about the national rankings. And so, again, there's different sites that rank performance, but this is a performance ranking going back to 2008. Okay, and again, in 2021, that was the year that we were shut down. 2020, there was no testing at all. That's when they closed down in March, and we didn't come back the rest of the year. 2021 was the difficult year coming back, but you can see we recovered very quickly in 22, 23, 24. Now, what's interesting is our proficiency numbers went up
But yeah.
from 2024. But
We
if
got
you're
leapfrogged.
looking at a ranking, you're going to get, you can get leapfrogged.
Yeah.
So there were some counties that some counties that significantly improved their performance, and so that led to the rankings I was just discussing, the 26th in math, the 20th in ELA, and I believe I said the 18th in science.
Yes.
So that's where it stands.
And our students are currently taking their beginning of the year benchmark assessments. So we'll see where they stand now after the summer. And got a lot of good things in place to monitor that, so.
We'll have a chance to look at those benchmark results, probably at the end of September,
Yes.
second board meeting in September. Okay. Any questions? Anything at all?
No, it's positive that we continue to trend upward. Unfortunate, we got leapfrogged a few spaces, but as long as our data is trending up, then that's all we can ask for.
Came in for a quick pit stop. We're going to get back on it in the track, right?
That's right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nikki.
All right, move on to our good news section. Anyone have good news to share?
Football season starts tomorrow, and
That's crazy.
Spring Valley High School is going to be featured on Friday Night Rivals. So if you happen to have that in your cable package, let me find the information here. They're going to be on TV tomorrow night against GW.
I think it's at GW.
It's at GW. Thursday at 7:30. They'll be on Friday Night Rivals. If you don't have it, that's through WCHS TV. I know it's not on the main channel, but they have one of those additional channels on cable that game will be playing. So if you have a chance, and they do a spotlight, an academic spotlight on the at least one of the participating schools when they come in. And so they were at Spring Valley doing a recording for that segment, and they're going to feature the sports med program at Spring Valley.
Oh,
So I'm looking forward to seeing it.
great.
That's Thursday night?
Yeah.
Or Friday?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Tuesday night. It's Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday night.
I keep on thinking it's Wednesday.
Yeah, I did too. I thought, okay then.
That'd be closer to Friday.
Sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
2 nights from now.
I wasn't calling you out. I'm just
Just clarify.
just clarify.
That's all.
Thank you for clarifying.
You are so welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Anybody else? Anything else? All right. Our informational items, a regular board meeting on Tuesday, September 9th, beginning at 6 here in the conference room. Second regular board meeting on Tuesday, September 23rd at 6, also here in the conference room.
And we've got that regular board meeting on September 9th listed, but later on in the agenda, we're going to talk about
Yeah.
maybe moving that. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Can do that.
because it's the evening of the Teacher of the Year celebration.
Construction project updates.
So Wayne Elementary School, we are at substantial completion. I want to thank Head Start. The Head Start program has purchased furniture for the new classrooms down at Wayne Elementary.
That's fantastic.
Our crews worked to put that together. They've been moving over the last week. Of course, the pre-K kids don't start until after Labor Day, so that work continues. But everything is at substantial completion, and the kids will be able to start there on Tuesday of next week.
That's awesome.
The Buffalo K through 8 project, I've got an anticipated bid date for that project. It's going to go out to bid in February, with work beginning late spring, early summer. The roofs, and I can't remember if I mentioned this if it was complete down at Wayne High School or just in progress. I think it was just in progress, but the roofs for all the athletic buildings at the football field have been replaced. And we also had a side issue. We had a roof out at the Spring Valley High School athletic complex. It's on the electrical building out there that had leaks. And so we used the same contractor. It's a small project, just very minimal. That doesn't even raise to the threshold that you guys would see it on a PO.
Okay.
But he's going out to do that work as well. The Sarita Canova Wonder Dome, the basement renovation there. The contractor is Neighborgall. The board has approved them to begin. They are started their equipment order and have started setting up to begin that project. And I'll let you know when that officially gets underway. And then our painting at Wayne Middle School, we painted all the interior hallways. That was completed. It's been a significant improvement. Same thing at Spring Valley High School. And I don't think it's been 100% completed yet, but a majority of it has. And when we have our meetings there out in September, you'll be able to see. But those projects are also being completed. And that's all I have for right now.
All right. We don't have any delegations this evening, do we? No one?
No.
Okay. All right. Moving on to superintendent reports.
Okay. So first up is Senate Bill 474. When we did our discussions about the legislative changes, we really didn't discuss Senate Bill 474. And the reason that we didn't is because it's called the Equal Treatment in Primary and Secondary Education Act of 2025. It deals with the ability for parents to lodge complaints if there is a complaint that the diversity, equity, or inclusion programming is going on in the schools. So what I have in your packet is a sample complaint form that was produced by the West Virginia Department of Education. We're going to be putting this in place. Each county has to have a complaint procedure for this. And to make sure that we're in compliance with that Senate bill, we are going to set up this complaint process. I'm sure that this is going to show up in our policy work as far as the board establishing a policy around this, but we will immediately set up the complaint process and have it available. So I just wanted to share that with you. And the next thing up is 2025 needs project consideration. So we've got a lot going on as far as projects go. And as you know, every fall we have the opportunity, and there's no handout for this.
Thank you.
Every fall we have the opportunity to submit a needs project. And then every late winter, we have the opportunity to submit a major improvement project, and those get approved in June. When we do needs projects, we try to set aside a substantial amount of money to act as a cost sharing item. And the more that you can do that, the better you have success with the projects. with all the projects that we've got going on now and the Buffalo project getting ready to start, we're not going to have any money in the budget to be able to do any cost sharing on the needs project. But I do want to still go through and submit a needs project. They can always say no. So when you do a needs project, you look at your comprehensive educational facilities plan list, and we looked at it and we re-ranked it. Really, we have touched everything on that list. The only thing left on that list is either brand new schools, such as we had Lavalette Elementary replacement on there. The only other thing left on that list is safe school entrances. So what I'd like to do is just go ahead and submit a proposal for safe school entrances at multiple schools. And that would be our next area need. So we're talking about Tulsa High School, Spring Valley High School, CK Middle, Pritchard, Wayne Elementary School, Genoa, Dunlow, East Lynn, Kellogg, and Lavalette. So there's 10 total. And we're going to work, and I think they're due the second week of September, so we've got to pull it together, but we're going to plan to submit those projects and ask for funding for those projects. Any concerns, thoughts?
I think that's the
Good idea.
best option.
Okay. And Benson was not on the list because we've already been approved for a major improvement project with Benson. So we're going to take care of it. The other schools that are not on the list already have the entrances because we've either retrofitted the entrances or they were new schools that require them. Okay. And then next up is our initial enrollment report. So you have a sheet that looks like this. And I know I've sent you some information already, or I've texted you some information about enrollment. Again, I want to stress that this fluctuates. It's no lie. We were working on this afternoon as far as getting it printed off and looking at the numbers. While we were working on it, the numbers changed by 4. So anytime a school removes somebody from the system, either drops them or adds them, the number changes.
Right.
And so it's going to fluctuate between now and October 1st. But where we stand right now is with our enrollment at 5,754. Now, if you compared that to the previous year, we were at 5,922. So early indications are a drop of about 168. But again, we got to go to October 1st, so that can fluctuate. What concerned me a little bit more is the FTE. That is the number that you're actually funded on. So if you have students that are enrolled part-time, if you have students that for whatever reason are not attending a full day, if you have students that are enrolled that have out-of-state addresses, or if you have students that just have any type of error in their how they were entered into WEBUS, could be no parent or guardian was entered, that type of thing, then they do not count in that enrollment. So you'll see that number is lower. Right now, we're showing approximately 110 errors. And so that's why we have until October 1st. Those are constantly looked at to make sure that everything is accurate. And so we project that FTE will likely probably go up by about 45 students. Okay. Now, as it sits right now, it's a drop of 246 from last year. That's a significant number.
That's huge.
So any gains that can be made there will be needed. Under the special education, you see that there's 1,453 listed. That's a drop of approximately 93. Now, if any of the IEP process or anything is in progress, then that number will change as well. And all the way down to the bottom, you have the unenrolled number. The unenrolled number is the number that of students that were withdrawn from the system since July 1st. So we've got records requests from other schools out of state, whatever it might be. That number on October 1st of last year was over 800. So it's down significantly right now. So hopefully it stays that way. And then to the right of the chart, you have, the numbers for the schools. And just to give you an idea where they stand, Fort Gay pre-K through 8 is stable. That enrollment is 2 above where they were last year. Crum pre-K through 8 lost 30 students.
Wow.
That's a significant number.
Yeah.
Buffalo Elementary was up 6. Dunlow Elementary was down 15.
They really took a cut, didn't they?
Yeah.
Where did those kids go? I mean.
Well, they had lost the pre-K program, and it had moved over to Crum.
Okay,
But that was last year, but
right.
That's
I-
gonna
I just
impact their
wondered if more
numbers.
Kids were going to crime or,
it's their kindergarten class, yeah.
okay,
But Crum also lost enrollment there.
yeah,
Genoa was up 8. Kellogg was down 46.
Wow.
Lavalette was down 31. Pritchard was up 15. Wayne Elementary is down 14. East Lynn is up 11. CK Elementary is down 17. Buffalo Middle is down 5. CK Middle is up 1. Wayne Middle is up 13. Vincent Middle School is down 10. Wayne High is down 14. Tulsa High School is down 26. Spring Valley High School is up 13. And I also took the time to look at the grade levels together.
Yeah.
And when you look at the grade levels, there's no consistent pattern, that enrollment loss isn't happening in one particular area. At the high schools, it tends to be more of the 10th and 11th grade where those enrollment hits come. We are actually, our 9th graders, we are actually up from where we were last year. Last year there was only, if I look here, there was 423 8th graders. And this year there's 465 9th graders. So that was a significant bump up there. We have 432 10th graders. That's a drop of about 30 from that 9th grade class that moved into that 10th grade class. And then we had about 487 10th graders last year, and we're coming in with 442 11th graders. But we had 412 juniors last year, and this year we have 436 seniors. So at the 9th grade and 12th grade level, the numbers went up and they dropped in 10th and 11th. And then, the numbers are fairly consistent across the other grade levels, with slight drops out of each grade level making up for that loss of 168.
Do you think it's the charter schools and the homeschooling?
Yeah. I think, we looked at the numbers from the Hope Scholarship and the homeschooling numbers from last year. And as not the numbers from last year and going into this year. As I mentioned, prior to the Hope Scholarship, prior to the pandemic, we had about 350 kids that lived in the county that didn't go to the school system. And that number has jumped to about 850. And whether it's homeschooling or Hope Scholarship, that number has increased.
Todd, I was looking at this. Do we not have first grade listed on the elementary schools?
No, it's not listed here because it fluctuates so much, but I can send that to you.
No, I'm just curious because I was adding up some of the numbers and it's different, but you
Yeah,
include
yeah.
first grade.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
pre-K, we do have pre-K numbers included in these numbers. But, you know, they're going to fluctuate, especially after Labor Day when the kids actually show
Yeah.
up. So we'll update you again at the end of September because that'll be our official funding number and it'll give us an idea of what we're going to be dealing with the budget going into the next year.
Looks like our southern end took the biggest hit though.
Mhm.
Flat surprised me. 31.
Kellogg is.
Kellogg surprised me because it's the northern end and it's
Kellogg,
a high
my
performing
goodness.
school.
Right.
So what we will do is we'll go like this unenrolled, this 421 number.
Mhm.
We're going to take a look at
Right.
the reason
Yeah.
for each of those. And it's going to be a mixture of things. It's going to be
Yeah.
families moving from the area.
Yeah.
It's going to be school choice. It's, you know, it'll be a number of things, but we'll give you a breakdown of that going forward. Any other questions?
Thank you.
All right, let's go into some good news. All right, so in your folder, you'll see an email from Will Totten to me.
Yes.
So I had asked Will to provide an update on the aviation maintenance technician program. And as you recall, Marshall and Mount West did a joint partnership. They have a aviation maintenance technician program that's operating up at the Tri-State Airport. And we reached out to that program and we thought it was a good opportunity to build a feeder program out of Spring Valley High School since it's so close to the airport. So
Right.
we have students that are attending their CTE class, the aviation maintenance class. They attend that at the airport daily. So we do a bus run. We bus those kids up there, and they use the same facilities that the college course uses. And then those kids are moving forward. So I was just interested in an update and kind of a look at where the program's
Right.
going because
Sounds great.
we're just starting our third year.
Yeah.
So our first year we had about, if I remember correctly, it was 8 students enrolled. For this current year, we have 14 students enrolled. 4 of those kids will complete the program this year. And we have the maximum enrollment of allowed beginner students at 10. So that's good. And then I also inquired about our kids that have been in the program previously. What are they doing?
Right.
You know, are they using that program? So we had 7 students that completed the program and that are official completers. 3 of those graduates are now enrolled in the aviation maintenance program through Marshall University, which is exactly what we were hoping for.
Right.
One of them is also actively working to become a pilot, and another is interested. One graduate is pursuing a similar program of aviation maintenance at Fairmont State University.
Nice.
2 students completed the program as juniors last year and are currently seniors. And hopefully we'll see their numbers included on here,
Right.
entering into Marshall's program next year. And then 1 has indicated plans to pursue aviation maintenance. 1 plans to become a pilot. Looking ahead, again, 4 students are on track to complete the program this year. 2 plan to continue on to the Marshall University Aviation Maintenance Program. 2 plan to pursue careers as pilots. Several graduates and current students are also employed in some capacity at the airport.
Nice.
So there's been some,
What an opportunity this is.
Oh, yeah.
What an opportunity.
In high school.
Yeah, in high school.
yeah, so it's
It's awesome.
an excellent program.
Yes.
And the students, whether they decide to go into aviation maintenance or not, the abilities that they pick up in that program are going to cross
Oh,
over to a number of different opportunities.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just wanted to give you an update on
You have a
where things are
separate
going.
pilot training thing this year.
No, we are in talks with Marshall, and I know that Spring Valley High School has been checking on student interest for the pilot program. So Marshall and Mount West have talked to us. The leaders of the program up at the site have talked to us about expanding the program and offering the pilot route as well.
Mhm.
Spring Valley High School is gauging student interest to see if that's something that's going to something that we have enough students interested in for us to pursue.
Right.
And so I'm sure we'll hear more about that as the months go ahead here.
Gauging by the interest here on the students that have been involved, you've got, it looks like about half of them either had planned to become a pilot or plan to become a pilot now. So,
Yeah. Well, I had heard the story of a recent graduate that's working for an aviation maintenance firm now
right.
and was employed straight.
Right out of.
Yeah. And,
Program.
I'm sure he'll go ahead and pursue his, the educational levels that you need to do to go through the certification programs. But he was able to pick up enough knowledge that he's already been employed in some capacity
Right.
already. So
It's
those are
fantastic.
positive results.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very,
That's good. Very good.
That's all I have.
Good stuff.
okay.
All right. Moving on to our board directives and board reports, we have none this evening and no unfinished business. So we can move on to our new business, consent action items. The superintendent recommends approval of the following action items. Additional items received prior to the time of the meeting may be added. Discussion and or separate action of items may be requested by members of the board and or the superintendent. Number 1 is consider for approval the recommended personnel matters, pages 1 through 4, and I believe we have a revised.
Yeah, there's a revised in your folder.
I'd like to make a motion to approve as revised.
I'll second.
Motion by Johnita, second by Randy.
The revisions are on page 2 at the top. Just some date changes.
There's one on page 1 too, Todd.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss it?
Yeah. Third one from
Yeah.
bottom.
I'm sorry. Yeah. FMLA was changed from paid to unpaid.
Yeah.
You have the changes on page 2. Page 3, there's a middle initial added at the bottom of the page to distinguish between employees. And then on page 4,
And we're removing that Kimberly Coyne.
yes,
Removing that.
and that's on page 2.
Okay.
Page 3 is the middle initial at the bottom of the page.
Oh,
Page 4 is the name spelling correction, and then the removal of a approval for a volunteer assistant coach
John C.
was no longer needed.
As revised. Any other questions or concerns for personnel as revised?
City.
Got everything you need?
Well, why did Kimberly Queen, I mean, she's retiring. Did she not do the therapeutic services bus run or she's resigning from it, but we're taking it off, but she's resigning from all the other assignments?
I don't know if she had previously resigned it.
Oh,
And it
okay.
wasn't
I just
necessary.
wondered, yeah,
Yeah, I'll check into it
okay.
and find out.
There's no problem, but I just thought, well, that's probably it. Well, but then she's got the Wayne area assignment call out too. That she's I mean, yeah, she's.
No,
keeping
she's
it.
she's
Yeah.
resigning it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Any other questions? As revised, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Number 2, consider for approval the voucher payments on pages 5 through 10. Motion,
I'll make it.
Dennis, second.
Second.
Juanita. Any questions or concerns on those voucher payments?
Page 1, down at the bottom, what is Ride Express Corporation? 22,443.83.
Is that our gas
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the,
fuel?
Diesel fuel.
Okay, I may have asked that before, but
That's okay.
I did have a question. There's 2 chiropractors that we pay on here, and I see those pop up every once in a while. Just curious what those are for.
those are the
Bus
physicals.
physicals, okay.
The what?
Bus
driver.
physicals.
Oh, okay.
I wondered about that.
Dr. Levi and another one.
Very, very.
Gotcha.
then on page 9, 3/4 of the way down the page,
Okay.
Gid Markham, $6,825. What services was that for and what school?
Which page is it?
Page 9?
Nine.
At the
Nine.
top,
Five at the
9 at
top.
the top.
Oh, I'm
five at
sorry,
the
I'm sorry.
Okay, I wondered that.
Yeah, having
too,
2
Mark.
numbers on each page, kind of confusing.
Yeah.
That would have been, it's got to do something with,
Does he have the garage now or something for the bus garage?
no, it's, he does the, you know, the word.
Gutters and stuff.
Gutters.
I know that, but what my question was is what services were performed and what school was that performed
We
at?
will pull it for you. I think that this was Buffalo Middle School for the new concession stand that was built, but I'm not sure about that, so we'll pull it for you.
And I have one more on page 10, at the top, 6 at the bottom. 18,000, well, it's 3/4 of the way down the page also. Home Depot, 18,070. I'm just kind of curious what that was for. What school?
Custodial supplies.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, for the entire county.
That's all I have.
Any other questions or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Get back to my page. Number 3, consider for approval of the minutes of the Wayne County Board on pages 11 through 16. This is meeting number 39 from June 3rd.
And we've got a revised copy, and I'll move to approve as revised.
Randy had pointed out that in the minutes, he was motioning and seconding.
Same time.
I'm pretty sure you can't do that.
I'll second it.
It's bad to do that.
Yeah,
Motion by Randy. and
he's the only one that ever does it.
Right, it is.
I'll second it.
Gotcha. Motion by Randy and second by Dennis to approve the minutes as revised. Any other questions or concerns?
Because I seconded it.
You did?
Didn't I, Randy?
Yes.
Yeah, says so.
Yeah,
Okay, you
originally. No, you're fine. They were talking about the original one.
Yeah, the original.
beat me. Okay. I think we need one of those buttons.
I was say, get it straightened out. If you'd put Joanne Hurley on it, I'd have approved it. It just couldn't be me. I can't make the motion second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Number 4, consider for approval the purchase requisition order in quotes in excess of $5,000 on pages 17 through 22. Motion,
Motion to approve.
motion by Jonita. Second,
I'll do it.
Dennis. Questions or concerns?
John Ada, you had asked the question at a previous meeting about the POs for working mans and
Yes.
the other location for the uniforms. And I told you we went on past purchase history to try to determine how much.
Yeah.
Working Man's had more this time.
Okay.
So that's why this PO is here.
Okay.
So the other one will actually have unused money on the PO and it'll be closed out. but we needed more money for working man.
Okay, thank you.
The Sid Harvey Industries on page 18, we have to replace an HVAC unit at the Benson. It's for that band room building. We did obtain quotes for that from 3 different places. What you have in front of you is the low bid. The Wilson Language Training Corporation is a special reading program that is provided where needed for students with special needs. Kenny Queen Hardware, of course, we use them quite a bit for repair work around the district, plumbing and everything else. So that's why that PO is there. You have your resource officers for our 3 schools. Our vector training for county employees, that's the PD that we're required to deliver. And this is an online program that helps deliver that PD in a fast and efficient manner. So those are the POs.
Any other questions or concerns? None heard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. New business, separate action items. Number 1, consider for approval the treasurer report for July 2025 on page 23.
Motion.
Motion by Randy,
Second.
second by Mark. Questions or concerns on our treasurer report? Jeb, anything to add?
Jeb wishes to stay like this all year long.
Yeah. Can we just freeze it?
Well, that'd be good. Work on that, Jeb.
That's a board directive.
Right. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. 2, consider for approval the budget supplement and transfers on page 24.
So moved.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Jonita. Questions or concerns? None heard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Number 3, consider for approval the job description for master teacher at elementary school, K-5. This is a supplemental position on page 25.
So we have our master teacher program, and we have teachers from across the district that are participating in that. We've had one situation prior where we were not able to get a master teacher for a building, that just nobody within the system was interested in doing it. We have the same situation. We have a number of new teachers down at Dunlow Elementary, and we've been unable to get somebody to be able to do that position. So this is the job description is tweaked so that we can get like a retired teacher, somebody who has experience in working with new teachers to do the job.
Oh, that'd be good.
Motion by Dennis, second.
Second.
Jonita.
And this is funded through our teacher
Leadership.
induction money that we receive from the state.
Gotcha. All right. Any other questions or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Number 4, consider for approval the memorandum of understanding between Wayne County Schools and Diversified Therapy to allow provision of services to students enrolled in the district by the agency provider at no cost to the district.
Motion.
Motion by Randy,
Second.
second by Mark.
Yeah.
Sorry, gotcha, John. Questions or concerns? None heard? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Number 5, consider for approval the independent contract agreement and contract for Wilson Reading Training between Wayne County Board and Ricky McCormick Cook, doing business as Wilson Reading Program, at a cost of $75 per hour, not to exceed more than 5 days by the last day of each month for the period of July 15th, 2025 through June 3rd, 2026, or June 30th, if the calendar changes.
This is services, again, that are provided for students on IEPs who need reading intervention.
Mhm.
The Wilson Reading Program, is my understanding, is program that is specifically designed for that type of reading intervention. You have to be trained and certified in it. So we have a few POs that, a few MOUs that are on this agenda related to this program. This allows us, if a student's IEP calls for it, to use Mrs. McCormick Cook to provide those services.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Dennis, second,
Second.
Randy.
I just have a question.
Sure.
Have they already started since it's got July 15th?
No, it happens during the school year, and it usually happens after the school year is over. I don't know if they've done any summer work or not.
Okay, I just wondered.
No.
They said there was,
This is an ongoing contract. We've used them in the
Alright.
past.
So we already have some
so it was
teachers
already
already
in
trained, right?
first
No,
of
we-
November.
We don't have any
We, yeah,
current trained teachers.
we don't have anybody to provide the services after school that is willing to provide the services
Okay.
after school. So we've been contracting outside, but I think we'll see a little bit later. We're trying to get some of our own folks involved as well.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
So if we get our own folks involved, are we picking these individuals, or are we giving everyone the opportunity to be trained if they're interested, or are we gonna go over that later?
Yeah. If somebody wants to be trained in that, yes, we will
Okay,
do an agreement to have them trained.
okay, so they just have to.
Because you can use it during the daytime as well.
Right,
You're just not going to get any pay
Extra
unless
pay.
it's after school
Right.
hours.
but if they want to be trained, or if you have teachers
Yes.
that want to be trained, they just have to reach out.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense then. Any other questions, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Consider for approval the independent contract agreement with Kristen Oxley, K-12 Mathematics Curriculum Specialist at the Wayne County Board of Education at a cost of no more than $9,300. The term of this agreement shall begin on August 27th and go through June 30th.
And this is the title funds that are dedicated to professional development. Mrs. Oxley is the outside resource that works with our math cadres. And she's been in the district for a number of years. So this is a renewing agreement.
Motion.
Motion by Dennis,
Second.
second Johnita. Any other questions or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. 7 is consider the approval of the MOU between Wayne County Schools and Above and Beyond ABA Therapy for Autism and More to provide applied behavior analysis therapy services beginning August 19th and go through June 4th, 2026.
Motion.
Motion by Johnny, second,
Second.
Randy.
So Diversified Assessment and Therapy does some of this work for us as well. This is just an MOU with another provider in case needed.
Is there a cost associated that we know per hour, or
Yeah, it should be,
is it in the contract itself?
should be.
87 per 50 per session.
Which page you on?
Oh, page 32. Sorry,
32.
24 sessions, $9,300.
This one starts on page 33.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Oh, it's
That's
not
the-
Kristen?
She's talking about the AV.
I was talking about the ABA one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. I was trying to.
Well, there is one.
I don't remember seeing anything.
I don't either.
Oh, we know it's not free, okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they are privately funded through students' insurance. No responsibility will be assumed by Wayne County Schools, page 34.
Okay.
Okay, I like that.
The,
So insurance only?
okay, so what you have here is, this is an agency that's working with a student outside of school hours
Okay,
that wants to provide some of the services during school hours. And so, and that's why going back up to number 4, you heard that language about at no cost to the district.
right.
For some of these kids, 1% kids with IEPs, these services are provided by outside providers during the school day, but because they're being provided during the school day, we want to have MOUs in place for them to be there.
I got you.
And so that's what this is.
Okay.
Okay.
So this would be at no cost to the district as
Yeah.
well.
And when I talked to Ms. Conley, she indicated that she had talked to them about pricing for the other services as well, but you all would have to approve a PO for any pricing that occurred if we ask her to do something outside of the agreement that you have here.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Makes sense. Okay. Any other questions or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Number 6, consider for approval the renewal of contract and agreement with Wayne County Board and Smith Academy of Salon Professionals for providing cosmetology program to the student certification. Costs are $100 per student registration, $259 for the cosmetology kit, $279 for the book, $6,000 for the virtual instructor fee. And if there's additional students, there's a $201.20 per student. If enrollment exceeds 20, and a $5,000 facility rental for the summer program, and $30 per hour for the instructor for 2 days a week for 12 weeks, not to exceed $6,000 total for the summer component.
We have about 10 students that are currently enrolled in this program. These fees are the same that they have been for the previous years.
Is that a good enrollment number? Or is that just,
Yeah,
I
it's,
think it's
I
out.
About
don't
what's
ever
ex-
hear anything about it, so I just wonder about
yeah,
how
it's about what's
doing or-
expected.
Okay.
Some of,
Motion by Mark. Was that Mark or Dennis? I'm sorry.
both of us.
Mark.
Mark. Mark can have a motion. Dennis gets the second.
There you go.
We'll split it.
Okay.
Any other questions or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Number 9, consider for approval the superintendent evaluation goals and board goals for 25-26 school year.
So those goals are in your folder.
Yeah.
They're very similar to what we looked at the last meeting. There's just been some information added,
Oh, good. Yeah.
including the baseline metrics. So with the academic achievement and growth, and these are lofty goals. With the academic achievement and growth, we're looking for an increase of 3% for ELA and mathematics proficiency. Now, again, this past year, we had that 0.9% increase.
Right.
So that's
That's pretty significant.
Yeah. And the percentage rates for math and English are listed there that we went over this evening. For chronic absenteeism, we're looking for a decrease by 5% for the year. We're currently at 34%. So at 5%, and that's a good swing in that number, but we need to pursue that.
This is for students, right?
Yes.
I wish we could do the same for our employees too. If there's any way to decrease that, because we're spending so much on substitute teachers. And also, these children miss out when a teacher's not there. And it just seems like we have so much absenteeism with the teachers. I mean, I know they get their days, but I just wish we had a little bit.
I need to. I've never seen any data from like the state level on like where our numbers compare with the state when it comes to that,
Yeah, me
to the teacher absenteeism. Because if I remember correctly, in the number like 19% or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
think
it is. It's about- Ours is about 19.
Lower
or
than-
something. But, and that doesn't sound
I-
high, but I think
Yeah.
for the teacher, you know, that's teaching the class, that student misses when they have a substitute that comes in and stays for a week while they're just gone for a week.
Right.
And I know they're supposed to, I think, after 3 days absence, have a doctor's excuse. But does anybody even follow up? Or with e-schools now, you wonder how much is really, they're what's accounted for.
Mhm.
You know, I just, little problem.
Well,
Anybody else see a problem there?
we
Right.
do. It is tracked now
Right.
more than ever.
Right.
And one of the things that helped with that was when the board added into policy about, doc days are not allowed. You know, if
Right.
you used up your days, you can't continue to be absent.
Right.
And, you know, without a medical leave
Exactly,
approval,
right.
an unpaid
Right.
medical leave approval. And so that has helped. So I think the numbers are probably better than they've been in quite a while. But I'll see if we can pull some numbers from the state. But yeah, I don't have a problem if we want to add a staff component into this as well.
I mean, you don't have, I just think that's kind of a problem that we
Okay.
have. It would,
Yeah, because you're right. I mean, we spend, if I remember correctly, Jim, it was over $1 million
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
in substitute teacher cost. And we had focused on that back in 2017 because I remember it was like 1.2 million. And then at one point we had got it down to like 800,000. In the course of the year that school was shut down so much.
Yeah.
That was one of the big
Right.
factors in expenses dropping
Yeah.
to the point that they did. But yeah, I did notice last year that it was up around that $1 million mark.
Now, does that include our long-term subs in that substitution number, or is it just like for coverage?
We break it out both ways. We
Okay,
break it out by long-term positions and then the day-to-day subs.
okay, that's what I'm wondering. If if we could look at just the day-to-day subs versus the long-term, that way you're not getting a skewed number, you know.
right. One here and there.
Right.
You know, because that's one that, I mean,
The
even
day-to-day is what you're concerned about.
well, and even the long term, as far as, you know, putting a sub in, but sometimes people get sick. There's reasons for it, and I understand that. But just, yeah, the day to day, I mean, they here, a day there,
Mhm.
a week or two, you
Right.
know. So,
So the metric for the item number 3, the special education, is a action plan for the 26-27 school year to improve key service areas. So the idea is to implement these focus groups this year for recommendations and to produce an action plan as we go into next year.
Are we going to keep our cadre that we have in place now for this year? If we're
I don't know. We'll see how. I don't want to meet them to death.
right.
We'll see how that shakes out.
Okay.
Item number 4 is and we talked about enrollment earlier. So enrollment stabilization. So we want to try to stabilize that enrollment. And we do have a recapture rate. And we have a number of students who have returned to the district after leaving for other options. I don't have numbers for you yet on that, but we want to continue to achieve that recapture rate at a 1 to 2% margin. And then for the metric there, we want to produce and implement core strategies for enrollment stabilization. And so I think at our next meeting, that will probably be our main focus, is talking about enrollment stabilization and looking at some key action steps that we may be able to take throughout the course of the year to try to bring students back and try to stabilize those numbers. And so if you can be thinking about that at our next meeting, that tonight we were focused on achievement. Next meeting, we'll focus on this enrollment stabilization area.
okay.
And I want to bring some ideas to you that we think might help and get your input on them. And then finally, number 5, just because the general fund and our fiscal stewardship is just becoming more and more vital with this loss of enrollment.
Oh, yeah.
We are trying to target ending up the year in the black. And so I've got the metric as to be determined because we don't have the final numbers yet. And we won't until we get the audit. When will we get that audit? I can't remember what point in the year we normally get that.
We're trying to schedule it this year somewhere in December.
Okay.
Past couple of years, it's been February.
Okay. So when we get that official number from the auditors, we'll include it in this document.
Sounds good.
Okay, so in item number 2, what we're going to add is we're gonna add a staff component there.
Okay. Yeah.
How quickly are we going to implement these focus groups for our special education group?
This fall.
Okay.
Staff component, what do you think is we need to look at the baseline. I don't think, a decrease by 5% will.
No. Any decrease will be good.
Let's go a decrease by 3%,
Okay.
because that number is already low. And then I'm gonna pull some state numbers, and if it happens to be like the best number in the state, then I want you to pull that off there.
We'll just change our mind.
I'll do it. I'll say, no, we'll just check that off and say, we took care of that.
Yeah.
Already done.
Any other suggested changes?
It's good to me.
No, I think that those are really good goals. I think that they're meaningful goals. I think that they're lofty goals. I don't think, it's going to be difficult to
Right.
hit all of those areas, but
That's a lot of goals too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're all important.
Sure.
They are all important.
We all work for the common goal.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Any other questions, concerns?
We need a motion now. or-
Yeah.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Randy,
Second.
second by Johnita. That is our goals, adding the staff component to number 2. All right. No other questions or concerns? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Number 10, consider for approval the MOU for teachers who complete the Wilson Reading System Certification Program and for providing out-of-contract student services related to this program.
So picking up the certification for the Wilson Reading Program, there's a cost to that.
Right.
So special ed funding would reimburse that cost. And then if we have students with IEP needs, these agreements with our own staff would have them providing those services that they agree to provide those services if we're paying for the certification. And then the cost, since they're in the county and we're not bringing somebody in from out of county, will go down to provide those services.
Okay.
So I think it's a
Gotcha.
good step forward. Plus, any teacher that's trained, again, as we were talking about earlier, they'll have that knowledge
Right.
to use
Directly.
during the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Johnita, second by Mark. And this would be an agreement signed by any teacher who is interested in
Yes.
taking the class.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Any other questions or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Potential items for a future agenda. Looks like we've got some board meetings that might conflict with some holidays and
Yes.
I've got some proposed dates.
Okay,
Okay.
give it
But,
to him.
if anybody else has got proposed dates. So September 9th, that's that Teacher of the Year ceremony up in Charleston, and where Nicole Pratt's going to be honored.
Yeah.
We can do September 8th or September 10th. That would be that Monday or Wednesday. If either of those dates work for you all.
Either one.
Yeah, I think they look.
Whichever one you want.
Yeah, what's that? That'd be an evening meeting.
Yes.
I think I'm good all day, but yeah, as long as it's evening, either one, 8 or 10.
We're going to interfere with anybody's church on Wednesday evening.
actually, no, on the 10th. On the 8th, I won't be in town, but the 10th would be.
Okay, so we'll do the 10th then.
I can miss Bible study one Wednesday.
September 10th.
Okay, on November 11th is Veterans Day, so we can move that meeting, and again, any date you want, but I would suggest the 10th or the 12th.
Okay, let's do the 10th then.
Yeah, let's do the 10th.
Okay,
That's okay.
10th.
Monday the 10th.
Okay, Thanksgiving holiday is November 25th. So I would suggest that we move it up to the previous Thursday, just to give a little time from the last board meeting. So
Sure.
November 20th.
That's good.
Fine. Okay, with you, Mark?
Yep.
Okay, December 23rd is the Christmas holiday. So we could look at the 16th or the 18th. Those are, if I remember correctly, those are Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, I think they're both good for me.
Either one.
Just do it on the 16th.
Yeah.
16th.
And then May 12th is election day. That should say May 12th. May 12th is election day. So we would look at doing either May 11th or May 13th. I would suggest May 13th.
Let's do it the day after.
Okay.
Did you say what was the 16th or what?
Yes.
10, 20, 16, 13.
Okay, good.
Is that right?
Yep.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Johnny, then second by Mark. Everyone okay with that? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Got that done, didn't we?
Move to adjourn.
Oh,
Second.
Randy beat you this evening.
I have a couple things I'd like to bring up.
Okay,
Sure.
hang on just a minute.
One of them is the status of the firefighting class at Wayne High School. I spoke with you earlier about it, Mr. Alexander. What's the status there? I know we have 14 at Tulsa, or not Tulsa, but Spring Valley that's going. There were 6 that was signed up, and then the issue that came up that we discussed earlier about it was supposed to be canceled at Wayne.
Yeah, I talked to Joni, the principal, today. In order to carry a class, and I talked to Dave Cottle today as well. In order to carry a class, he needs a minimum of 10 students. Wayne High School has 6, and Joni had indicated they had beat the bushes to get the 6. So she asked if we would put it off till the beginning of next year and then run the course again there next year.
Okay, are we going to, could we transport those students, or can those students go to Spring Valley? And the Tulsa student that I talked to you about also way back. And then again, he said he was willing to go to Wayne or Spring Valley, either one. He preferred Wayne. But have you heard, have you got an update on him? We talked about that.
Yeah, I texted the school and asked them to take a look at his schedule. Of course, we were trying to see if it would work with the Wayne High School course in the afternoon. So I'll have to shift and see if there's a way to get him up there in the morning. There was one conflict with his, graduation schedule in the afternoon. I'll see if there's any conflicts in the morning. If he's willing to go there in the morning and it doesn't impact his his schedule for graduation, we don't have a problem with it. I did talk to Wayne High School about the students there. The problem is that the class starts at 7:50 out at Spring Valley. So for those kids to come in on a bus, they're not going to be able to make it out there on time. So again, they would rather wait and serve those kids at a later date.
And the last thing I had was brought to my attention over the weekend, the Buffalo kindergarten gym that's utilized for lots of girls volleyball and different things. There's no air conditioning in there, and I was asked the possibility of trying to get some AC in there, and also one of the large fans that's there is not working. So I told them I would bring it up about looking into possibly getting air conditioning looked at for that. Is that something that we could?
We can look. Yeah, we can look at it. We had the middle school gyms were not air conditioned previously, and then we were able to get a grant through the state.
Well, that was something that I was going to go for. If we could get some pricing and stuff, there's some possibilities that I might be able to
Okay,
help them.
we'll pull some pricing. The Wonder Dome's an issue too. Of course,
Yeah.
we're doing that project, but when the bids came in, you know, we were going to look at air conditioning the whole thing, but when the bids came in, it was, you know,
It was ridiculous.
just short of $1 million to air condition just the upstairs. Now that's, you know, we can do it other ways. You know, that's doing it full scale with contractors coming in and doing it, that type of thing. Our guys, our own crews, air conditioned the middle school gyms, the ones that where the schools were older.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, the heat's already there. I do know that. So you would think setting a unit on that building and putting our guys hooking it up would be much more economical.
Well, what they did in the middle school gyms, you know, they cut a hole in the wall and
Just piped it in.
put the ductwork in, and they pipe it in that way. And the larger the gym, the more difficult that is to do. But I'll get some pricing on it.
Okay.
And we can get that, you know, we'll go ahead and address the fan.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
That gym has never been air conditioned or anything in the past. It's always just been a hot box. So
Yeah, it's hot over there too.
the fans help though. If we could get the fans in there and working, that would be nice.
And then I'm hoping at the next meeting that we'll go over the project budget for the year, and you know how much money we've got to spend on improvements, and then what we think would be the priority for that. We did that last year, and we were able to stick to that and keep that budget in line. So
Right.
we're going to do that again, and hopefully at the next meeting we'll be able to go over that. And I'll get the price as soon as I can. I don't know if I can get them in 2 weeks, but we'll try to get them, and I'll get them to you. Fair enough.
All right. Any other?
Motion to adjourn.
We move that.
He's
Sorry,
already done it.
you're too late. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. And that is all. It is
7:28.
7:28.
Turn my heater on in the
Thanks
truck.
to those that joined us
Oh,
online.
it's freezing in here.
How many fans did we have?
Good evening.
Thanks, you too.
Hey, Mark.
And Mark,
The